Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. We are here tonight for some Category 1 racing action around Palisades Village.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, oh. And this is just the beginning, I need a big change, only feels like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go!
Cool. Not too bad, not too bad, Banker. How are you? Look, honestly, the circuit looks spectacular. From nighttime, whoever chose to put on the nighttime was chef's kiss. As for practice insights, not so much. I've seen a few people have their traction control do a bit of a holiday halfway around a corner and find themselves facing the wrong way. Other than that, not much. It's been pretty well behaved. The safety car restart was bang on. We expect what you'd expect with this category. So there's not too much insight. Just hope they keep it facing the right way when the traction control decides to take a holiday. Oh, hang on, hang on. Guess what? Guess who has played his Joker card this round? That is the one and only Kiwi Matt. There's also just a right. There's also just a right. That's interesting. The video I came up with had on YouTube that just cropped up. No, I think our sound's being intermittent from what I can hear and see. That's interesting. The video I came up with had on YouTube. No, I think our sound's being intermittent. Can you hear? That's interesting. The video I came up with had. I can still hear you, but it seems like I'm coming through on stream. Sounds like I'm coming through on stream, but you're not, Banker. Sounds like I'm coming through on stream, but you're Banker. No, I can hear you. I just don't think you're coming through on stream, but I am. In that case, guys, if you can hear me on the stream, we're just working through some technical difficulties. We are where there is no audio. Banker's doing his best in the background. If we need to go to intermission and sort of sort things out, we will do so, but we'll keep you advised. Just don't stream, but I am. In that case, guys, if you can hear me, his best in the background. Well, if need be, we can do a bit of a reset after quali. Alrighty. Cool. Well, since we're firing missiles in the Middle East at the moment, I'm going to hit the big red button and go for it. Cool. Well, since we're firing. Alrighty, so qualifying is underway. The guys are coming out of their pits, and I can tell you now, that's the one thing I love about this circuit is the underpass pit lane exit. I think it looks absolutely spectacular, and it's totally unique. I don't think I've really seen many of them in my time. Well, it looks like we've still got some comms issues with Banker at the moment. He's not coming through on stream as far as I can see. So I'll take over for a little bit and hopefully we can sort something out in the background. At the moment, obviously the guys have just come out on track. They're starting on their, or they're actually coming to the end of their first Banker laps at least. And we've got Warbo who is literally coming up to the last corner in the hopes of setting the best time he can as a nice little banker and crack on with the rest of the session. Warbo comes across the line. We're talking a 155, 524. That was actually pretty close to what I saw in the room, and there it is, 154. I was about to say was kind of the median, mid 154 was kind of the aggregate time at the top of the table. So Kiwi Matt to the top, Boybagum following it up not too far, about 6 behind. Baker Boy, Evil Evo, Stickers, Bunkrag, and Renegade, Greg's Big J in the pits. So he probably had something go wrong during his banker lap, and he's decided, nope, I'm going to tap out and come back in again. Same with Reed, D Reed, he's done the same thing. On board with Mr. Warbo at the moment, and he's sitting in third, coming into the grandstand. Nice little exit under the Yas Marina Bridge. It's not the northern grandstand, sorry, it's close to the western grandstand. Apologies. A few guys behind, coming out to the same position now. Stickers sitting at 155.992. He's a little bit off the pace. He's going to obviously bring that forward a little bit, but he's down just over 1/10 of a second. Boybagum has slowed down significantly. Might be trying to keep his tyres cool for another race run, another hit out.
Okay, hopefully I'm back, everyone, and you can hear me. The software program we run our comms through decided to not play nice. But anyway, I hope I'm back. If you can hear me, please give a thumbs up in the chat.
Yes you are. You are back.
Yeah, look, no idea, but it's a program we use called SteelSeries, and it has its moments. But so we've got a few in the pit. So the fastest time at the moment, Kiwi Matt a 154.608, Boybagum at a 155.289 in second, and we're on board with Warbo, who's just 9/10 off the lead. So still quite a few cars in that 55, and as their fuel loads lighten on fresh fuel, I'm sure that more clipping than F1 at the moment. Good stuff, Carbon. Thanks, Zebrafish, for that. Yeah, no idea why the video on YouTube is bad, guys. It's not laggy on the stream, on the 3 screens that I've got here. So we'll persevere, and hopefully it will sort itself. It's one of the driver cars, or potentially a GT7 thing in the lobby. But where are we? We've got all drivers back out on track. We'll quickly go through and have a look at Baker Boy. It's his 4th lap out, just on 3.5 minutes to go in this quali session, so they will finish this lap and have one more to run.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit concerned. We've currently got Kiwi Matt, Renegade, Evil Evo. We've got Stickers, we've got a smattering of other cars behind them. They're all fighting for track. Whoa, they're all fighting for track position near the Yas Marina Hotel. There could be tales of woe here of being held up for their good quality lap. You're just going to hope that maybe you can sort it out or roll out of it, let them pass, or maybe your banker might be good enough if everything goes awry. So
yeah, and they're coming on to the main straight now. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. It can be quite advantageous with the slipstream, but it is really hard to follow as close as these cars are in quali and remain sighted across the curves.
Stickers missed the apex at the first turn there by a fair bit. Evil Evo is on it. Kiwi Matt being held up by Greg's a little bit there. Greg's just let him pass, but that might have cost him something, so hopefully he might not burn his tyres too much and get another punt in at the end if he's lucky enough.
Yeah, we'll stay on board with Kiwi Matt and just see through the next split what's that's done to his lap time, or if he was able to capitalise short term on the slipstream. We've got the same with Evil Evo sitting in behind there, or is that Domo?
Greg's in the way of stickers.
Yeah, always a bit tricky when you have fill-in drivers, especially in the across the Cat 1 fields, but certainly not intentional. Sometimes it is just hard to get out of the way.
Yeah, there's not much you can do in the middle of a corner.
No, absolutely.
Baker Boy seems to have burnt his tyres up a little bit. He's not going to be able to pit now and can do any sort of damage. I think where he is where he's going to be.
So we've got Kiwi Matt running through the hotel section at the moment.
I see Stickers has rolled out of it with 10 minutes.
Yeah,
there
that's
we go.
the last lap. So Warbo down to 2/10 off. Kiwi Matt couldn't do the better, so Warbo Boybegum into P3, Evil Evo P4. So we'll just see if we can catch any of the others that are still running. So 7th on track. No, they've pretty much all crossed the line.
Yep, that's it. Stickers was the last one across, and that is our qualifying positions done.
Absolutely. So we'll get into the results, the official results for Sector 1, Cat 1B qualifying. With a 154.608, it is Kiwi Matt, followed by Warbo at a 154.821. A further 6/10 back is Boybegum. Evil Evo, 8.5 tenths back in P4. Baker Boy in P5, 1.165 seconds. Stickers, 155.992 in P6. Bumcrack in P7, 1.6 off the pole. D Reed in the vet, 156.315 in P8. And in P9, VF at a 156.610, Renegade in P10, Big J in P11, and in 12th position we've got Greg's in the Vantage with a 158.492. So with those times, with the calibre of those drivers, anything can still happen in the race. And also the other thing to remember, being a first time Sector 1's been on this track, and with guys having the different time periods to send some practice in, it's a little bit closer than what I thought. Your thoughts, Laminator?
It's a bit of both. I kind of expected 1 to 8 to be a little bit closer. The 1.7 second spread is probably a little bit further than what I expected. I expected closer to 1.2-ish at a push. Probably the biggest surprise out of that for me is Big J, my teammate. He's down the order a fair bit, almost 2.7 seconds. Now, to be fair, that might have been a case of just didn't get a clean run. I've had that the past couple of rounds. But other than that, I mean, when you've got Kiwi and Warbo smashing out to 154 between each other and everyone else, back to 4th is less than a second, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some good racing up the front.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just looking at that. I think pretty much anything in the 156s here, it shows race pace, absolute race pace. And as we said, being a new circuit, there's a lot of unknowns. Thank you, Tim, in the chat, just saying the audio is great. Yeah, it was one of the 4 software programs we use. Decided to do its own thing. But anyway, we push on from that. So I reckon with the delays, what we need to do, there's no one, I don't think anyone else has joined the lobby, so I think the qualifying is locked and loaded. We should kick this race off.
Alrighty, well, big red button it shall be. Hopefully the only fireworks that we see are in the night sky, not on the track.
All right, just about to go. As soon as we get these screens up, we will. Five lights. And we're racing at Yas Marina under lights. Huge straight. Great start for the first 4 or 5 cars there. And actually a really clean start for the field. That's great to see. So we've got Kiwi Matt, followed by Warbo, Boy Begum, Evil Evo and Baker Boy round out the top 5. And you'll get to see some great footage around this track.
Absolutely, I think some of the still photos that are going to come out here.
A little bit of movement there with stickers. Just putting a pass there on Baker Boy into P5. We've got Mr. Bumcrack there as well, putting a lot of pressure on.
Renegade with a half-second penalty, who's got Greg's all over him.
Just back to the front, half second between Kiwi, Matt and Warbo as they settle themselves on this first lap at 25. Coming down.
Had a bit of a moment out of the corner there.
Yep. Into the 180 that leads into the hotel precinct, which is a much tighter series of left and rights for the back part of the track. And Kiwi and Matt just inching out a tenth at a time here.
Had a shocker coming into the Yas Marina Hotel section, flew out of the wall, and it's now dropped off to the tune of about 5.5 seconds.
Well, just watching there, Baker Boy wanting to have something to say to Damo Reed, heading on to the last corner, in through the last corner, and a few of the markers, braking markers, have gone.
Skipping away at the front there to the tune of 1.2 and a 4.4 second back from Warbo to Boy Begum, half a second back to Evil Evo. Stickers bringing himself into the fight with 4/10 behind Evil Evo, and D Reed another 2.5 seconds behind Stickers. So that top 5 has really started to pull some legs on the rest of the field. We got D Reed, Baker Boy, Big J having a bit of a scrap into this section under the Yas Marina Circuit Bridge. Big efforts having a good view of that.
Yeah, sorry, just looking, we've still, Deborah Fisher said the game sounds like an old Morris that she used to have, but I think we just have to put up with it. It's a GT7 thing. The cars sound quite normal at our end, so apologies guys, but we'll move on with it. So yeah, Kiwi Matt's out to 1.1 seconds, but we've got Boy Begum here all over Warbo, again coming around through that back section, so I think he's definitely trying to exert some pressure here.
Just putting a little bit of space on my boss, and by the looks of it, someone has just wanted to hit one of those foam braking markers and sent it yeeting across the track.
Yeah, it's a difficult part of the race for everyone. It's like lap 3, 25 laps. It's a new track to pretty much all the drivers, or certainly from a Sector 1 aspect, and they've just got to get a feel for the track, get a feel for their tyres as as they start to bed in. One thing we did notice when we were having a bit of practice earlier in the week, at around about lap 4 or 5, the guys on mediums, they do tend to get a bit sketchy for a lap and then heat back up. So we don't know the science behind that, but if you're pushing too hard, you'll definitely, the mediums get a bit understeery.
Well, I can see now he's throwing a little bit of his Baker Boy in 7th. He's all over D Reed like a rash. D Reed cannot shake him. And at the moment, Big J is kind of wanting to buy into that battle, so we've got a Merc on Merc action back there. But what's a little bit concerning, I suppose, for this 6 down is that they really are dropping quite a bit of pace between 6th and 5th on that top pack, almost to the tune of a second a lap.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that's the formation of an alternate strategy or a bit of a fuel save, or just the pace these guys at the front are taking.
Well, my first thought was that there might have been a differentiation tyre strategy, but I don't think it is.
No, and just looking at that, Warbo's just managed to ink out a few tenths there on Boybagum, but it's brought Evil Evo into the fray, just 4 tenths behind. We'll just stay on this battle for a bit and then we'll head back to P6, P7.
Oh, Evil Evo got a bad run in that first corner, and Stickers are starting to put the pressure on. Down to 3 tenths. See what he can do down to the northern grandstand section. No, he's just playing it safe. Boybagum is on Warbo. But will Warbo get the drive out of the traction onto this straight? We'll see. Sticker's also trying to buy.
What can the Chev do? And this is part of the track. It doesn't look like it, but there's 11 metres of elevation as you start the run. And then downhill.
That Corvette just has the legs. That straight.
Yep. But Boybagum, just... This is the dog leg. Very cleanly through there. It's a great racecraft by both drivers.
Kiwi Matt has skipped away to the tune of 3.5 seconds. Warbo's just trying to keep his lights on.
And Boybagum up the inside here. And he will have track position for the exit.
I wonder if it might be worth just letting Boybagum go in the Jag and see if he can catch his Black Rose teammate and just tag onto the back and drag away from my boss.
Yeah, and look, there is one thing the vet isn't bad at. It's got a lot of torque. It can sit in behind behind other cars and save tyres and a bit of fuel. Right, that's the end of 4 laps, starting lap 5. I think Boybagum is starting to really ramp up the pressure here. We'll just have a quick look. Quick on board from Boybagum's point of view. And actually good to see a lap of the circuit from the driver's perspective. Thought about it there.
Remove on Evo. No, he's backed out of it.
Onto the main straight. He's in the slipstream, but not being able to do too much at this point. Into the dogleg. And Warbo, good acceleration out of the corner there. He just picked up probably 3 tenths. This is a great corner. It just keeps coming back on itself. And right about now, put your foot down. You've got a great run out into the next. This is quite deceiving through here. It's still flat out and in tight. And then aim for that green pillar. You've got the 2 lefts, 90-degree lefts. the agility of that Jag. You can certainly see it through there. Coming up the last corner, really easy to go wide there. Point inside, aim for that green pillar and on the throttle.
At the moment, Stickers looks to be pretty much the only one bar Kiwi Matt in the 157s. Kiwi Matt is just knocking out 156 like a human metronome. Warbo 157 on the last one, 158, 57, 57, 57, 58, 57 for Borbigum. So these guys are much of a muchness except Kiwi Matt, who's in the league of his own at the moment. If we just go back to D Reed for a second, he's doing 158s as a target. He's now call it 5 seconds behind Stickers, and Baker Boy is another second behind him. Big J 1.5 again.
Yeah, both very quick drivers and equally in the league of the guys in front of them. So maybe they are driving to a set of numbers, and that could be a really good segue for a tyre and fuel update. Brought to you by APR Automotive. You're in safe hands. So, mate, if you want to run through that, we'll start with Kiwi Matt.
Alright, well, we're going to get the obvious thing out of the way first. Like I said earlier, or alluded to earlier, we thought it was all it could. Well, I thought it could be a differentiation on tyre strategy here. The entire field is running on medium, so any chance of a soft, medium, soft showdown has gone out the window at the moment. But that doesn't mean it'll change later on. At the moment, we've got Kiwi Matt probably looking around about 5 to 7% on his front right. The other three are looking about 5%. Warbo is looking closer to 10% on that front right. That's where it's wearing first. The rest are about 5%. Front left is maybe taking a little bit more than what you want to, but not as bad as the front right. Boybagum is doing better in the Jag, just all around just a tiny bit better. Evo.
How are they running for fuel, mate?
They are, oh sorry, yeah, fuel. Okay, if I go back to Kiwi Matt, he's just over half a tank at the moment. Warbo's doing a little bit less. He's got a little bit less, yeah, just over half a tank. Boybagum, about the same as what Kiwi Matt was. Evo is almost dead on half a tank at this point. Stickers is about the same. Stickers and Evo, Stickers, his tyres are far better than Evo, so Stickers might be just playing a bit of a waiting game here.
Unfortunately, we've had... Sorry, mate, I'm just saying, unfortunately, the stream has frozen. We're not having much luck tonight. We just have to wait patiently to see if it unfreezes, but keep going with the commentary. All
good. So D Reed, he's just under, and I mean just under half a tank, but his tyres are actually looking pretty good, so maybe that metronome pace at 158, late 57s is working for him. Baker Boy, smack on half a tank, probably around about 5%, close to 7% all around in terms of his tyre wear. Big J, same across the board. We've got VF, who's, wow, his tyres are really good, under 5% and just over half a tank. Down to Mr. Bumcraig, probably closer to 10%, so he's just starting to bite into those tyres a little bit more than what you want to. Half a tank just over. Renegade, he's just cruising around, probably around about 5%, maybe a little bit more on those tyres, just over half a tank. And Greg's is doing very well on his fuel. He's way over half a tank, about halfway between a half and 3/4. Tyres are much of a muchness with the rest of the field that are conserving their tyres a little bit. And that will do it for our APR fuel and tyre update.
Thank you, APR Automotive. You're in safe hands.
Kiwi Matt, 7 seconds, just driving away from the field. Warbo has got Boybagum on his tail, down to 1.18 a second, 1.16. No, he's not going to go for a move. Stickers we've got behind just couldn't get the drive into, and by the looks of it, out of that corner. Still half a second behind. Big J is now behind Stickers, how did that happen? We must have missed something while we're doing that fuel and tyre update, because he's now cleared not only VF but Reed and Baker Boy. So we've definitely missed something there. I think Baker Boy has had a bit of a cropper somewhere. That being said, Big J, VF and Bumcrack, along with Baker Boy, no, he's just dropped off, but Bumcrack, VF, Reed and Big J, you can kind of throw a blanket over them at the moment, so they're really going to be scrapping for that 6th position. As I just saw a lead change, a position change from P2 and P3 between Warbo and Boybagum, who are scrapping for it coming up to the Yas Hotel Circuit section.
Yeah guys, the stream is back. Another software program, 4K, had to be shut and reopened. We are having the software wars tonight. I think there's some electronic jamming in the United Arab Emirates happening. So we are not copying a trick tonight, thank you, but we're back.
Yeah, I think Trump pointed his satellite dish at us and just went boom.
Yeah, but right back in the thick of the action here with Boybagum and Warbo and Evil X. 5 tenths between 3 cars, and Stickers is making a foursome of this.
Wow, Boybagum has just under half a tank, but Warbo and the other guys behind him are using considerably more fuel, so Boybagum might be just biding his time a little bit here now that he's cleared Warbo.
Yeah, it's actually surprising. I thought with because he was pretty racy in the first 5 or 6 laps, and I thought he might have used a bit to close that gap, and the few times he was pushing around, but certainly seems to be in the box seat here. And Warbo's having a big dive there, big look, but he's got the inside run. Boybagum's slightly wide there.
Well, during that APR fuel and tyre update, as I was going through the field, it didn't look like Boybagum's at the beginning of that lap. Didn't look all that dissimilar from everybody else, but, you know, we're talking almost 2.5 laps later. Extrapolate that, he's saving fuel like an absolute demon. Maybe a little too much right now. He's got Evil Evo on his tailpipe.
Yeah, for the refuel rate of 4 litres per second will come into play. I mean, if he can come in and save 4 or 5%, when the racing's this close, he will come out in front. Yeah, I don't know if that little that little slide into the dog leg was just put him off a bit. He's back into his rhythm now.
I can see now, I wouldn't want to be a traffic camera in here at the moment. They are getting absolutely bowled over.
Yep, yeah, those, well, I guess they put those green things there to aim at.
Well, not only are they being aimed up, but they are being hit.
Yeah, and we've got a pretty good battle back here. Damo Reed, Mr. Bumcrack is only, what's that? He's 9 tenths back. It's fluctuating a bit, but Damo's pretty close to Big J, all over him actually. And behind Mr. Bumcrack, we got first of the fill-ins, I believe, VF. Normally races with us in Cat 2A, doing a great job.
Yeah, certainly to achieve a 9th position on this field from a Cat 1A, a Cat 1 a 2B, Cat 2B. Apparently, I can't speak tonight. Words
1B, 1B.
A Cat 2A, Cat 2A. He's certainly hanging with the back end of this, which you wouldn't really expect from us in Cat 2A in a Cat 1B lobby. I'm just going to put in a little quick word here. If I'm to do some forecasting, I'd say that Stickers is going to round up Evil Evo sometime in the near future. His tyres are looking far better than Evil Evo's. They're about the same on fuel, but that vet with Evil Evo trying to just make sure he's extracting all the pace he can after Stickers might be a bit of an issue and start to haunt him. Could be the same with Warbo now. Here we go.
We've just had Boybagum ran the outside through those two left-hand 90s into the hotel section, or through the hotel section. That was a big move. So they're definitely not giving up. Track position is king.
The boss is going for the switchback on Evil Evo onto the main straight here. Evil Evo hanging on by his fingertips with dying tyres.
What lap do you think these guys will be in?
I would say within the next 2 or 3. I mean, they could stretch it out a little bit longer. If you want to cup and undercut though, it's either going to be next lap or the lap after at the very latest.
Yeah, here comes Stickers 13, on the inside.
Oh,
he's just pulled out of it. This is the onboard view with Stickers.
If I was Stickers, I would really want to be actually trying to either short fill or maybe see if you can save a little bit extra fuel over the next 2 laps, because I think Evil Evo is kind of holding him back a little bit here, and his tyres are kind of representing that. His tyres are very easily, Evil Evo's is a little bit more warm.
Yeah, and whether or not the undercut's on here as well, it's something I haven't tested, but it could be an option, and run slightly longer on your other stent. That'll get you out into clear traffic.
We've got Baker Boy, he's starting to come back on VF at the moment, so he's half a second behind him. And we've got D Reed who's trying to, oh no, he just went into the marbles on that corner behind Baker Boy.
Yeah, we've, I think GT7's having one of its moments tonight. Some massive lag there, massive lag. Wow.
Kiwi Matt, he's out for a Sunday drive at the moment. He is performing very well. He's been pulling a second lap out of these guys at 156s. Look at that, just fantastic work. Not much you can say about the pace there. He's just on it.
Yeah. I'm afraid, guys, you'll see it on the stream, but GT is playing up. It's giving us some of its best tonight, that's for sure. But hopefully it'll sort of stabilise and get us through to the end of this race when we change race rooms. But definitely tricky for the drivers, because while we're seeing some of the stuff that's going on, they're experiencing it behind the wheel in their views or headsets. Okay, back to the front. Kiwi Matt, nearly 12 seconds to the good here. It's a very, very dominant drive in the first sector, and if you look at his times there on the right hand side, pretty much control low 56s all the way through, with a fastest lap of the race in there at a 155.948. Just very consistent control driving. It's going to be very, very hard to catch.
Can't get rid of him.
No, going to be very, very hard to chase him down from there. We'll get on board. On Evil Evo on screen with Stickers just under 5/10 behind. Yeah, guys in the chat, definitely feel for you trying to watch this this stream, and hello to the stranger dialing in from Mission Beach. Welcome aboard, mate.
Oh no!
Oh,
and Stickers in the pits, turn him around.
Not too sure. They both come in with 11%.
So they were evil on. They were equal on fuel.
Yeah.
We got Bumcrack in with 14, so he's still a little bit better.
He'll pick up a bit over a second out of the pits. Follow Boy will come around. So they're going for full fuel with half race distance, one and done.
Stickers, I think, is going to be behind Evil Evo again. Yes, he is.
Yeah, that was really laggy in that pit entry. But yeah, Kiwi Matt now.
There it is. Oh, I've been trying to get in front of him now for 12 odd laps. Didn't want to be here.
Yeah, and like during that little bit of pit coverage, we've had Boybegum. He's out to 1.3 seconds now on Warbo. So just locking in, and if he's still carrying that fuel advantage, we should see that gap grow as they exit the pits. But look, Kiwi Matt, 14 seconds up the road. This is just a dominant drive. And a credit to Black Rose. They have got some seriously good tunes for this Jag, as well as having outstanding livery. And Kiwi Matt, race leader, is into the pits on lap 13, end of lap 13.
No surprise there. Breaking the race in
9%
half.
fuel.
He's controlling the pace.
Yeah. 9% fuel, so he's not going to lose anything, if at all, to Boybegum, who'll be coming around into the pits now with 18%. That's a massive fuel save here. So he will close that gap a little.
That'll also take him away from Evo and Stickers, so hopefully
yeah.
Boybegum can have a little bit of private time.
Absolutely. With a Black Rose double up the front.
So Kiwi Matt and his Joker card might just be an ace play tonight.
Absolutely. When you see the drive, well, although I thought I'd play it last week and had command of the track, but that didn't quite work out. But Kiwi Matt knows when to hold them, knows when to fold them.
So they've all filled to around about 89-90% straight out of there. Obviously the guys one lap back decided to go all the way to 100.
Yeah, I just saw that Big J. Although that 14 laps to go, as long as they keep their shift points similar to that first half, it should get them home. But yes, the Stickers and Evo battle continues. Under a half a second here, nothing between them. So who's going to pull the trigger?
I think in the first part of this early stint, Evo has the advantage with tyres, but as he burns them down, the Merc's on him.
Yep.
So at the moment, I think Stickers might be a little bit frustrated that, I had him all, hoped to get him in the pits, didn't jump him, and now I've got to look at the back of that Corvette for the next 13 laps until I'm smack on the back of him again.
Yeah, he'll be sick of the sound of it. Renegade, he's yet to pit, so he's showing third place on the track. How much fuel has he got sitting in there? Will he run around for another couple of laps?
Nope, he's coming in this lap.
He
will not have a choice on that.
No. So yeah, Boybegum managed to pull back, I think it was around about 4 seconds there on Kiwi Matt. So it's now down to under 12.
But more importantly, I suppose for him, he's actually pulled around about 5.5, 6 seconds back to Warbo in what will be a cleansed third after the stop from Renegade.
Yeah, out to 6 now. So yeah, that's given him the breathing space that he needs just to focus on. He'll make a choice whether he tries to run down his teammate or consolidate P2 for a Black Rose double on the podium.
Well, now it looks like everyone's kind of found their own space on track. There's no one on each other's tailpipe reading the part number of the wing.
Yeah, we've just got Mr. Bumcrack. He's under half a second now on VF in 7th, which that's a combination of his VF's fuel save in the first stint and also a bit of a short fuel based on those shift points. So it'll be interesting to see here that what Bumcrack goes. I'm pretty sure he fully filled. I saw that in the background, so I think he'll put the pedal down. And we've got Damo Reed sitting in 9th, and he's only 2.5 seconds back, but he's got a good gap back to Greg's and Renegade. So no pressure from the back. He can focus on that battle in front.
So VF definitely gained 2 points, gained 2 positions during that pit stop cleanse, although in the very near future he will have Mr. Bumcrack on his tailpipe.
Yeah, he was having a really good look, and still is, through the two left-hander, the twins.
Section, yep.
And I'd be watching this closely into the last corner and just see if he can get a good drive out of that onto the start-finish straight. It's going to be too far back. That vet has got great torque out of the corners.
Might have been too far back, but he did gain something on him, and then he's lost it at the corner. So no, that vet certainly got some legs on it.
Yep. We just watched this big sweeping right onto the back straight. VF's just been able to creep it out a fraction.
Oh no, Stickers with a half-second penalty. Don't know where he picked that up, but he's got a half-second penalty. He's going to be forcing to serve it, so Evil Evo will be saying, yes please, thank you very much. I needed that breathing space.
Yeah, if you cut the corner onto the main straight, there is a penalty there. Very inconsistent, but there is a penalty there.
Although Evil Evo has just gone wide and shoot up a little bit of that gap.
Yeah. We'll have a look at Warbo. In Harvey's towing for Dadson Racing, P3. He's just on a 1.1 seconds ahead of Evil, who seems to be catching him. Boy Begum has managed to hold the lead. That gap hasn't really changed, and we'll see where Kiwi Matt is. Yeah, 13 seconds. He's just creeping away slowly but surely.
Bumcrack has gotten past VF, and he is starting to sail away to a point of 0.7 of a second. We've got Renegade on Greg's right at the back. He's coming at him during the hotel section. Greg's, actually I don't think Greg's has pitted yet. I don't think he's yet to pit. His tyres are awful, about halfway through, and fuel is sitting at maybe about a third of a tank.
Wow. Is there enough there to no stop? Well, it's probably not going to help.
Negative. I think within about 2 laps he'll be in.
He'll be in.
He might stretch it to 20.
It will give him the opportunity. If he can get to end of 18, 19, that's getting into soft territory, so he'll have a bit of fun coming home. But Renegade's all over him here.
While true, it might be into soft territory, but I don't think you're going to have enough time in the race to be able to claw that back with softs, because we're talking around about 35 to 38 seconds pit time.
That's right. Yeah, Renegade's made the move, and he'll be on the inside for the hairpin. Sorry. Dogleg. Back up to see what's happening in P5. So Evil's managed to just slightly extend that lead out, but he is catching Warbo. There's 9/10 of a second down in the last lap and a half, so we'll see what these two vets, how they shape up.
I think Evo is starting to hunt Warbo a little bit here. He just by the visuals, he's just got that little bit closer now. When you get that sniff, that gives you something.
Yeah. Might be worth just, do you want to do a quick tyre and fuel? Well, it's probably more so the tyres, unless you think someone's just not going to make it on the fuel, or they're a bit compromised in that respect. Just brought to you by APR Automotives. You're in safe hands, but we'll start with the dominant one out the front, Kiwi Matt.
Kiwi Matt, he's got maybe 3 or 4% tyre wear. Putting that extra lap later really helped. Just over half a tank. Boy Begum in a similar fashion. Obviously the Jags at the Yas Marina circuit seem to be doing pretty well on the tyre piece. Corvette's not as good, probably close to around about 5 to 7% on the front right. The other three are really getting consequential. A little bit more fuel than Boy Begum, but I think fuel will be much of a muchness. They'll manage it now and the race. Evil Evo, his tyres are, closer to 10%, even though he's hunting down Warbo. Tyre on that front right, 10%. The rest probably 5 to 7% on the front left, and maybe a 3 or 4 on the rear. Stickers, his tyres looking very good at maybe 5% tops. Big J, same. Mr. Bumcrack, he's wearing his a little bit harder, probably closer to 7%. D. Reed, he's a little bit better, closer to 5. VF, around about the same, 5%. Renegade, he's doing very well. They've barely got any red on, but unfortunately being 28 seconds back from VF, he's not going to be able to exercise much out of that. Greggs has finally made his pit stop. Now he's on softs, 24.5 seconds behind. He has just under half a tank, so he might have overfueled slightly, unless he's going to all the tachometer, because he bought all the tachometer. Other than that, Kiwi Matt's out in front and just controlling the race.
Yeah, we'll just have a quick look on board. Thanks for that, and thank you APR Tyre and Fuel. You're in safe hands. Timely update on a couple of those. One in particular is Damo Reed. He's certainly made the move on VF at some point through there, but well and truly with 6 laps to run, 6 full laps, well and truly within striking distance of Mr. Bumcrack. So we'll just see if he can get the challenge rolling, and he could even bring VF back into the picture here. So we'll have a look at P2, Boy Begum. He's managed to pull out, since we last crossed, 1.8 seconds on Warbo, and pretty similar distance to Kiwi Matt. These guys are just in the zone at the moment, and if you look at Boy Begum's times, 157 there out of the pits, but pretty much everywhere else mid to high 56s, so very, very consistent running. And yeah, just his PB for the race so far at a 56.3. So yeah, brilliant driving. So yeah, now only 6/10 between Evil and Warbo, so we might stay on this battle for a little bit. Bear in mind, Stickers isn't that far back, and if these two get caught up with each other, he will be well and truly in the picture.
Oh, look, I won't lie, there is something that goes yippee in your brain when you see a yellow flag, do not pass, and you know that someone's gone off the track. Never how you want to get a position, but you'll take it where you can.
Yep, so who was that? Oh, waiting for it.
Yeah, no, but when you come across a section, I'm doing pretty well here. Let's hope someone has an front yellow flag. Yay!
Yeah, I must admit, Carbon Boy gifted me a position at Sencor, so I was happy to see that yellow flag.
Stickers now on Evil Evo. Oh, good lord, he must be sick of looking in the back of that blue vet. Seriously. He's just dropped off Warbo. Those tyres on Evil Evo, even though he's got the pace, it's starting to bite. So whether there's something in the setup or how Evil Evo is driving versus, say, Warbo, the setup on that vet or his driving style is just hurting the tyres that little too much, and like 2 laps ago, he was on Warbo probably about 2 corners before this. He was really chomping at the bit, but just fallen away a little bit now. Stickers has brought back in, so they will resume their battle that they had in the first part of this race.
Yep, 4 laps to go after this one, so yeah, no mistakes. I think it was a little bit of sideways there from Warbo, although the room at the race at the moment's got a lot of instability about it, so it's hard to tell whether it's car sliding or it's the Gran Turismo thing.
Yeah, the lag has definitely increased since the beginning of the race. Evo just looking a little bit vulnerable, but you know, we saw that at the beginning of the race and Stickers were just on him.
Yeah,
just couldn't do anything about it.
No,
just hoping for that mistake that never came.
Guys in the chat, who will prevail out of Evil Evo and Stickers? They've been going at it hammer and tong all race. Who's going to prevail? And someone we haven't really mentioned, but Big J, he's really consolidated a solid 6th place here. He's 13.5 off the back of Stickers, 5 seconds in front of Mr. Bumcrack, but doing a really solid job here.
Yeah, I mean, considering when he started was 3rd last, if I'm not correct.
That's right, yep.
He's managed to actually pull it through the field. I think once he got past those other cars, was able to really put the foot down. And since then, kind of has just been on the island of his own, just punching out the laps and consolidating, you know, that top 6 position.
Yeah,
he did lament a lack of practice coming into the race tonight, so he's managed to make a decent fist of it.
Yeah, and that is, as I mentioned earlier, people may not have heard it earlier in the broadcast, but being the first time at Yas Marina for Sector 1 and being under lights, the track does take a little bit of getting used to. And a lot of the guys were compromised in just not being able to get good track time in the lead up to the race. It's that time of year, I guess. As you can see from quite a few of the vacancies, you know, 5, 6 drivers out of tonight's rounds. So it's definitely tricky on a new track, but this guy, Big J, for Lightning Motorsports is doing a great job. And again, if anyone wants to sell a tune, but Lightning have definitely got their tune sorted. The team owner here, Stickers, he rolled his Joker card in round 1 and just dominated.
He did play it to perfection. First round out, you never know where everybody is. And if I'm not correct, from the points strategy that we saw, the point standing that we heard earlier tonight, I believe it was Dadson on 92 and Stickers was on 90.
That's right.
With Dadson's absence from this round, it means that Stickers will most probably take the chocolates for the time being.
Yeah, and also Stickers missed race 1 of the sprint, I believe, or he had to start at rear of grid because he missed quali. So he didn't score a lot of points in that first race, and that was pretty tricky for him. So yeah, it's a solid season for him. Definitely has some competition in Big Matt, who is just showing his class across this field. Nearly 16 seconds out now. Boy becoming P2. He's further increased that gap out to nearly 10 seconds on Warbo. Warbo just sort of holding that 1 to 1.5 second gap. It's fluctuating between Evil Evo, and then you see the big race out of this field tonight is Stickers and Evil, and we might just stay on that for a sec. There's only 2.5 tenths in it. Through the hotel section. You notice there Stickers is still able to hold a really tight line through those corners, more so than both vets in front.
Well, Evil Evo's tyres, as I predicted, 2 laps from the end, are starting to cry a little bit, and Stickers, his tyres is far better. But as we saw earlier in the race, Evil Evo can make that Corvette very wide and just have that edge that Stickers can't do anything about it. So I think where we are is what we're going to have our placings. Happy to have my
Stickers had a look there. He had a good look.
Yeah, he's coming out on that on the straight, but
Good drive
vet
out
has
of the
torque
corner.
and the legs.
There is nothing in this.
You just need to bide your time a little bit, boss. I reckon you've got him. You just need to find that right place.
Right, into the dogleg. Both these guys have been very smooth through this section. One of the hardest sections on the track to do cleanly and get a great exit, good smooth exit out of it.
I mean, Kiwi's Matt, he's just skipped away, but you can't really... This is a great tussle between Evo and Stickers. See, out of that corner, he just had him out of that long sweeper. He had it over Evil Evo. Into the hotel section. Jeez. Even Walbo's looking a little bit vulnerable. Just looking at their tyres, Walbo's is slightly better than Evil Evo's, but Dicker's tyre wear is just fantastic at the moment. That's where he's able to really kind of counteract the torque coming out of the corner for the vet. The tyre grip of into the corner for the Merc is much better.
Yeah, you can see it. He's taking tighter lines. He can actually change lines under brakes, which the guys in front aren't able to do at the moment. So just there's 6/10 in it. We'll just have a quick look up the front. There's Boy Begun with all his mates in P2, and Kiwi Matt with all his mates up the front. Just coming. You just see them there, one at the start, one at the end of the straight section there, but as I said, dominant drive from the Black Rose Duro. So here's Warbo, he's 1.1. I think while Evil and Stickers are having their battle, it's just providing Warbo a little bit of breathing room here. Just looking back on the track radar, so I think there might be a bit of just quickly go back. D Reed, no, there's a fair bit of gap between the others, so we'll jump back into the action with Evil Evo and Stickers really putting pressure on here.
Evo
Inside
just wide of the
line,
line there.
just slightly tighter. Evil's crossed over to just stop that run.
Come on, boss.
Evil's tyres might be down, but he can still turn that thing under acceleration when he needs to. He's actually still pretty quick through that section. He pulled 3/10 there. The torque of the vet kicking in, and a very handy driver behind the wheel, both these guys. And actually you can see Evo's speed through there. He's pulled 3/10 out of Warbo at the front. Or coming on to the final lap. These guys.
Warbo also starting to look a little bit vulnerable, so we could have a three-way fight here at the end of the lap.
Just keeping an eye on the leaders so we see them finish, but very tight line there by really get the run down the straight. This is probably getting to be one of his last chances through this left-right combination dogleg.
Yeah, out of the dogleg into the next section is probably going to be his best chance, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it.
No, because then you get into the section where Evil Evo is very strong.
He's holding him up. Nice bit of defensive driving by Evil Evo there. Just made it prop in the middle of the corner so Stickers couldn't get on it. But he's all over him like a rash. Oh,
Just
there's a hit.
to...
We've got action coming off the track. Stickers made a mistake. Oh no, he's regressing, letting Evil Evo back past. They've got 15 seconds, so it's not too much of a problem to the guys behind.
Just saying, we've just got Kiwi Mac crossing the line and a very dominant win for Black Rose Racing. Boy, we got P2, and again, equally as dominant. It's a credit to this team and these two drivers. as he rounds the final turn. Oh, a little bit sideways there. Tyres protesting big time. Well done, Boy Begum. Then we have Warbo in at P3.
Warbo's, I think, has been definitely a quieter achiever tonight. He's just managed to just get on with it and not do anything stupid.
P4, Stickers at P5. We have Big J he's coming around onto the finish line. Great drive there for Merlin. And it's good to see these teams. Is that Mr. Bumcrack, P7, Damo Reed, P8. Then we have VF filling in for Dadson tonight. Very commendable performance, P9. Mr. Consistency. And then we have Greg's in at P10. And that should be all she wrote. We will just get the lobby results up and take you to that screen.
We're just waiting for Greg's to cross the line, I believe. I don't know if he's on auto drive or something, but he's
I've switched to the slideshow. I couldn't find him on the
He's
first
out of fuel.
look.
Greg's out of
he's
fuel.
Out of fuel. So as he rolls
he's just come through the
around,
hotel section now.
Yep. So
a
timer,
bit of a miscalculation there.
Yeah, the timer will kick him up. You did call there. He did short fuel, and just wasn't enough. So yeah, that was a sensational race. Well done to everyone, and well done to the guys that have filled in for the Cat 1 drivers tonight. Really good result. Good racecraft displayed, and what was really impressive was while their lap times weren't up with the front half of the field, very good consistency. So we're now switching over to the results screen. So as I've called it, the podium, Kiwi, Matt, Boy Begum and Warbo, very, very solid drives. Evil Evo in P4 in the vet. Big J, I think there's a problem there with those results because Stickers definitely...
He was there. He was
definitely
in fifth,
across the line.
I did see him drop out. I did see him drop out just after he crossed the line. So.
It may have been because Big J was on... the last driver was on auto drive, so he left beforehand. But Stickers P5, then there was Big J, Mr. Bumcrack, D Reed, VF in P8, Renegade P9, Greg's P10. Stickers is shown as a DNF, but he definitely crossed the line. And then we have Baker Boy as a DNF. So yeah, very dominant race by several teams there. What were your thoughts on it, Laminator?
Well, Kiwi, Matt, I mean, seriously, take the Jag off and paint a Kiwi on the side of it. It's just a flying bird in this race. To gap the field by 15 seconds is never an easy task. He was probably doing it easy, but it's he's just taken that and gone with it. The scintillating battle between both Stickers, Evo, and sometimes Warbo, that was just great to watch. Interesting that Evil Evo could keep him behind with even the tyres going down. I think it's been a great result for VF, who's subbing in and managed to still pull out a ninth. It is a ninth. Mr. Bumcrack, didn't really see much of him during the night. Quite achiever is probably the best way to put it. And Warbo, he just went about his race in a similar fashion. We've got to thank Greg's for coming in and Renegade for making up some numbers when their teammates couldn't be here.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's your thoughts on driver of the day.
Look, I've got to go with Evil Evo. He kept Stickers behind, relenting pressure all race, dying tyres, trying to nibble at Warbo, but still didn't lose that position. He hung on, and he hung on. That's not taking any away from Kiwi Matt. He obviously led the race, but he did in dominating fashion with no pressure. Evil Evo, I think, did a great drive. Probably an honourable mention on that might be Mr. Bumcraig to go from where he was back up was good.
Yeah, just looking through the stream there. Well done, Team Black Rose, absolutely. Stickers driver of the day. Just looking at the other one. Shadow Racing said it looks, I'm sure that was the Stickers Evil Evo. Looks like James Courtney versus Jason Bright battle in the V8s. But yeah, look, I was really impressed with Bourbigon's driving in that first stint. That's what got him, while he was putting pressure on the cars in front of him and making passes, he brought his car into the pits in really, really good shape, and that cemented his second place. But look, I'll also go Evil Evo for driver of the day, just for the pure pressure that Stickers put him under for the best part of that race, and managed to withhold it. We didn't see a replay of that. They obviously had a little bit of a coming together in that third last corner, but if we went to replay, we would have missed the first four getting across the line. So yeah, look, congratulations. I support that Driver of the Day nomination for Evil. So well done. Thank you very much, Laminator, for your RDing tonight and co-commentating. Probably one of the hardest ones I've seen with what the lobby was doing and having to shut the capture card program down. No idea what's going on, and they also had to restart the sound program. So yeah, really good. Looking forward to race 2, I can tell you. So what we might do, everyone, is we will take a short intermission. This is a wrap for our Cat 1B drivers. They're brought to you by APR Automotive. We'll just take a short 5-minute intermission. We'll round up our Cat 1 drivers in another lobby, and we will be back to you as soon as practically possible. Thank you. Be there shortly.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. We are here tonight for some Category 1 racing action around Palisades Village.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning all, and this is just the beginning.
Welcome back, everyone. We have the Group A drivers ready to go, and also welcome to Carbon Boy, who's doing double duties tonight as RD. Addy's filling in for Lenosis for APR Motorsport in the race itself. But just when you think of, does that mean I've got to listen to the banker by himself for 45 minutes? No. Lemonator is back to help us out in the comms, so if the sounds are silent through some of our tech playing up again, go and get another beverage, grab a party pie. I've got a rumbo here ready to grab, so all will be good in the world again. Race format and settings are identical to the Group B race. So I think, well, first of all, Carbon Boy, how are you going? What have you seen from the initial practice sessions?
Good evening, everybody. It's a bit odd to be joining you in terms of race director from pit lane tonight, but nothing like a little bit of difference here at Yas Marina tonight. I have seen some very, very scary lap times from these Category 1A drivers, and it kind of makes me glad that I am merely here for team points tonight in Lenosis's absence, because there is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to keep up with these guys. And for the most part, I'm just going to be doing my absolute best to not get lapped tonight. So 25 laps, try and stay on the lead lap. That is my mission tonight. Don't be surprised if you see some qualifiers in the sub 55 range. Yeah, from your usual suspects, of course, you've got Geesh, our current championship leader. We've got Mountain Goat, GTR. Another one I would definitely keep an eye on tonight is old mate Sneaky Stevo from Jamco Racing. He looks to have a very, very good setup in that Jaguar F-Type tonight, and I feel like he is definitely one to watch. And of course, don't take your eye off another Jag driver, Tim Durags, in the Blacklight TMR car.
Yep, and currently
yes.
third in the championships, so he's got there through speed. Yeah, and Sneaky Stevo also very, very, very quick. There was a 55, I think about a 55.7 was quality time in Cat 1B, so yeah, I'm sure we'll see some of these aliens drop some quick ones. So, look, I reckon that is about... it's about time to get quality under the way. Yep, Lemonator, welcome back, mate. Thank you for getting on board with us for this second race, and between the three of us, we'll see what we can do. All right, Carbon Boy, over to you if you want to push the button, get the guys going, and good luck, mate, in the quali session.
Roger that. The button has been pushed. Now, it is worth mentioning that Mr. Ricky Bobby is not able to participate in qualifying tonight due to a race penalty from the St. Croix round, unfortunately. So yeah, he's just going to be sitting this one out in pit lane.
Yeah, so he'll start rear of the grid. Yeah, just a moment in the last round.
One thing before we get qualifying completely going, we've got Mr. Sneaky Stevo with a joker on this round too.
That's right.
And I have just noticed that Mr. Sways has just joined the lobby, unfortunately missing qualifying.
No worries. So he can, we'll be able to get him to join Greg's at the end. So he can still make the race. Unfortunately, just a little bit late.
Oh yay, a manual grid set, just what I need.
Yes.
I was going to say, do you want a manual grid set? You got a manual grid set.
Just trying to work out who's up the front. So just Jeesh in the CP's Racing Merc. Bit of clear track and also GTR behind. So we'll just watch these guys on the out lap. These are very seriously quick drivers and go a long way to stay the best in certainly Australasia.
Got to say, Jesus, Merc is looking really smooth.
Yep. So let's have a quick look at GTR and the TMR Jag. And Sneaky Stevo, with the calibre of these guys, he's just on the back edge of that slipstream range, so that could definitely help through qualifying. We'll get back to Jeesh as he starts his first flyer. This is a really tricky corner to get right, very flowing, but you've just got that exit. If you go slightly wide there across those painted track alterations, there is a definite penalty in it.
Very smooth out of that corner, out of that hairpin at the northern grandstand.
Down the main straight, 1.12 kilometres of speed with a 90-degree dog leg, or slightly better than a 90-degree dog leg at the end.
Oh, Pirate Racing's had a bit of a whoopsie at turn 4, the hairpin at the top of the track.
Ricky Bobby's still in the pits.
Yes, he can't participate in qualifying tonight, remember?
Yep,
Yes.
fair enough.
Yeah, just Pirate Racing and Debrev just a little bit caught up there. Just Debrev getting a bit checked at the corner. It's that type of track where Pirate coming off a bit of a ooh-ah moment has just been brought back into the clutches of Debrev. So we've got GDR, Distinct Jeesh. We'll just keep an eye on him now as he's through the hotel, goes through the hotel section. Around last corner onto straight, first flying lap. This is going to be a really good time. 1:54.581. Don't crash, Carbon Boy. And Sneaky Stevo just 4 tenths behind with a 1:54.980. Did not see where Tim DeRags jumped up P2 1:54.929. Did not see what happened to GTR there.
See our co-commentator slash race director slash competitor Carbon Boy sitting in 8th at the 1:57. Mate, how's the driving going there? You seem to be a little bit slow on the lap time. Have you thought about driving faster?
I have considered it. Unfortunately, I seem to be experiencing a skill issue.
It's a very respectable time, mate. The next one on low fuel, that's the one they've got to get good at. But yeah, formidable combination. Just unfortunately didn't catch what happened with GDR there. It could have only been something in the last 2 corners, but he'll regroup after the pit stop and run from there. Yeah, so he is on the outlap. He's pitted early. Let's get back and see how Juice is going through the... he's only 0.348 seconds up on Tim DeRags here. he couldn't better that. So let's see where Tim coming through. He's into the pits. This is where I think we'll see the times really start to come down. Pretty much the whole field in taking fresh tyres, with the exception of GDR, who was out there one lap. He's out on a flyer, so we'll see if we can catch him.
Oh!
And Jeesh, if I'm not correct. I don't think Jeesh came in.
No, I can't see the telemetry, but GDR's through the first sector. He's definitely quickest on the track. A couple of tenths up. We'll just keep watching him through the sectors.
Carbon Boy and Debrev having a little action on the out of the first corner there, I see.
Yeah, there was a bit of a skill issue on my part there at turn one, and unfortunately I think I got in Debrev's way there quite a bit, so that one was entirely on me.
Oh, still 2.5 tenths up, GDR. So he's definitely making up for that lap that he didn't make. Bit squirrely out of the turn, but
That would have cost a little bit of time.
yeah, this will bring him back a little bit.
Jeesh leaving his run a little bit late there. I think he's trying to bide his time to see what GTR will do.
Yeah, he will only get Jeesh will only get one flyer in, I think. Here's GDR across the line, 51. This is going to be a cracker. 54
There
up
it
to
is.
the jump to the lead. 0.317 to the better of Jeesh, who's in the pits. He will need to get out very shortly. Not sure on the fuel. He didn't put any fuel in, so he's going to run as light as possible for the last flyer. We'll have a look at Tim DeRags. He's just starting lap 5. We'll see how he goes through the first timing sector.
Tell you what, Jesus put some miles on this Jag. He's up to 8,000.
Yeah,
Sorry, on the Merc. I don't know
on the
why I said
Merc.
Jag.
Yeah.
Yeah, Merc.
Yeah, so Tim DeRags is a couple of tenths up on his personal best. Let's see if he can keep the trend going. He's just starting. He'll get into slipstream range potentially in a couple of corners.
Oh, Matt going to have a bit of an issue with traction coming out of that flip flop. Where's he sitting? He's down 1.1. I'm a little bit surprised by Matt Goat's pace. I expected him to be up a little bit further.
Okay, we're on board with Jeesh, so he couldn't. He'll get this last lap in, so he's got the extra lap. Only by the skin of his teeth, but let's see what he can do here.
It's going to be a one-lap dash, that's for sure. Ugh.
He's reduced the deficit by half. You can hear by that motor, he is flat to the floor.
Yeah, he's definitely using all the taco, all the revs.
Something about the sound of that AMG.
That flashing fuel won't bother him too much. It's a good sign for him. Means I've got low fuel. I can just absolutely wring its neck.
We'll see what this next timing split shows. He's purple.
Up.
400ths in this. He's just a little bit of slide through there. Has that killed that 400th advantage? Coming into the hotel section. Tyres are screaming through there, but he held a good solid line.
No.
Sideways. That's a time burner. What can he do in these last couple of corners?
I think he's going to be closer, but he's not going to.
Coming on the main straight. I think he's got it. Oh, just 5/100ths of a second. Wow. Wow, and wow. How these guys do this is beyond human. So what we'll do, we'll get those results up for you as soon as possible. We've got everyone else have rolled through the field. Okay, here we go. All right. Thank you, Adelaide Ceramic Coatings, for our race results here. We've got in pole position for the 25 lap feature race tonight. We've got GTR with a 154.264. Great result after that that first lap that we didn't catch, but we've got Geesh just 0.05 of a second back. We're 154.315 with Tim Durags, the silent achiever, rounding out third place on the podium. Sneaky Stevo will start alongside him on the second row, just 7/10 off the lead. Then we have Dalteeks and Mountain Goat off the next row, 1.4, 1.5 seconds off the lead. Heafy and E-Bulk in P7, P8. And then Pirate Racing, Debrev, Wartime, Carbon Boy, and Ricky Bobby, who didn't get a chance to qualify but will feature in the race. And I think with that rounds that out. Are you still right to do a manual grid set, Carbon?
Well, I don't really have much of a choice in the matter, but yes.
Yep. No worries. But you can see the time difference there too. I think tonight it definitely relates to having a new track on the in the series calendar, and just people getting various amounts of time to practice in a very short space of time over the 2 weeks. I think we'll see potentially a smaller gap as we get into the Category 2 races. They're after Easter, so there's an extra few weeks there to get on the track and do some practice. But your thoughts on practice laminator? On quali laminator?
You're a bit quiet there, Mr. Laminator.
Laminator? Save me. The sounds of silence. He's had the mute button on.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not. No, that's all good. So what we'll do, we'll just we'll leave the slideshow going. We'll just see if we can fix Laminator's voice issues, and we'll be back shortly.
Yep, I'm good to go.
Okay, we are back. Grid has been set. Guys, I hope you got through that very brief break there. I hope you got a beverage ready to go, because this one will be an absolute cracker if quali is anything to go by. And looking at the gap in there, I don't know. I really couldn't pick a podium out of this. So I think it's time, Carbon, to hit that big red button. We'll get these guys underway and let all hell unleash.
Roger that. Button has been pressed. The grid is set. So hopefully it'll be a great race up the front. And for us Category 2 guys down the back filling in for team points, we can have our own little battle.
Okay, we have the start. First light, second, fourth, fifth, second race of the night. Cat 1A, underway, under lights in Abu Dhabi. And they are off. Nice clean start there. We've got the Veta Mountain Goat. I think he made a position up there on Sneaky Steve-O. But all things good. Let's just have a quick look back. Yep, two Thundercars there having a bit of a battle, but it all looks pretty good back up the front. Oh, that's GTR. He's gone wide, slid on acceleration out of the corner, so he'll probably drop back to 8th or 9th here with the run onto the straight.
Bolt with a half-second penalty there. So that's going to hurt him. That's going to drop him back at least 2 positions.
Just see if they're going to give us the replay on this one. Oh, hang on. That's we have a game error with Gran Turismo.
I have no sound, exhaust sound coming through.
Actually, guys, I will just see what... I don't know where this crash is, whether it's...
It has told me that you have exited the lobby, Banker.
All right.
The race is still continuing at this stage.
Okay, I'll see how I can fix this. I'll be back in 1 sec.
If I can keep a little bit of commentary
keep
on
it
for the time
going.
being, while Banker is trying to sort out some issues in the background. We've got Tim Durags not too far off the back of Geesh. He's just leading, trying to do his thing. Mountain Goat 1.2 seconds behind Tim Durags. Dale, he is about half a second back. Sneaky Steve-O, the the Joker card tonight, up into 5th. Swayze AU, he's right on the back of Sneaky. GTR did wind up back in 7, and he's looking to recover. Heafy in 8th, he's a little bit alone in front of him, but he's got Ricky Bobby starting to creep up on his tail, and Pirate Racing behind him. E-Bulk is about 9/10 of a second behind Pirate. Debrev is on his bumper with 3.3 of a second. Wall time is 0.9.5 now behind Debrev. Carbon Boy sitting in Stone Motherless last at the moment, but hoping to do something with that. Geesh is kind of a little bit alone up the front with an 8/10 of a second. He's just going through the 2 flip-flops. Just under the Yas Marina Circuit Bridge now. 1.1 seconds he's managed to pull. Wow, he managed to pull half a second in that sector alone. That's looking ominous for the rest of the field. Mountain Goat has made his way up to 3rd. I don't remember seeing him on the totem pole the last call I made. No one's really making any big moves just yet, except for maybe GTR, who's trying to claw back that first lap mistake. Other than that, it's just everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Oh no, hang on, he just picked up a half-second penalty through just coming up to the hotel section, and Sneaky Steve-O and GTR have a nice little battle, and Swayze AU and Dale is being sized up by GTR into the final few corners. Debrev hanging on. Debrev and Wartime. Two of our Category 2 stalwarts are certainly hanging on to the back of these guys in a very fine form. Wartime even nibbling at the back of E-Bulk, so he's doing very well. Dobrev is now under attack from Carbon Boy. Jeesh pulling out 1.4 seconds over Tim Durags, which is 2 seconds to the good over Mountain Goat. And we've got some action. Swayze is just going into the hairpin, overtaking Dale. So he's just managed to catch him into there. That Merc outbreaking the other Merc. GTR is now buying into that battle. Just coming up past Dale. Just got the legs on the Merc in a straight line. There's not much you can do about that. And sizing up Swayze.
And guys, we are back. Sorry about that. Yeah. That is definitely a GT game issue. Who knows? We're back.
If I was to direct your camera anywhere at the moment, Banker, I'd say throw it on GTR at 5th. He is trying to make a fist out of what was a first lap disaster almost.
What lap have you guys got there?
3.
Currently on lap 3.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been a bit of an incident between E-Bulk and Pirate Racing at what looks to be turn 9.
I thought it was Heafy going ahead, but maybe I caught the wrong part of that accident.
I've just seen the aftermath with Wartime and Pirate Racing drop down to P12 and P13.
Jeesh coming into the first corner, 1.4 seconds. And Goat, 1.7 behind Tim.
Oh, Dobrev's had a moment at the final corner, lost a fair bit of track speed.
Swayze and Mountain Goat through turn 2 and turn 3. Swayze has just overtaken Mountain Goat and he's cracking on with it. A little bit of contact, but that is racing. GTR into the hairpin on Mountain Goat. He's up alongside. There's a little bit of contact. He's just holding him up in the corner, making gap, squeezing Mountain Goat to the outside, and he's got it done. And the legs on that Jag will take care of the rest. Oh, I might be eating my words here. Mountain Goat's he's going to have to go defensive GTR against Mountain Goat because the legs on that Vet are actually better than the legs on the Jag.
Yeah, unfortunately the stream, guys, I know you're calling the race live, the stream's just stuck on lap 1, which is just crazy stuff, but let's see if it sorts itself out.
I think Heafy might be having some technical issues in that Thunder car tonight. He's dropped off the pace a fair bit and is just sort of, as he sends it up the inside of me.
Oh, you know that bang on the door, Carbon Boy? Yeah, that was technical difficulties.
Yes, hello, we are technical difficulties. We are here to liven up your evening.
Yeah, no, we can't make it too easy for you. Just because you're down the back doesn't mean you shouldn't have some action.
Oh, GTR. Hello, Wartime. Hello, how you doing?
Yep. GTR's trying to climb up through the field. He's coming up the back of Swayze now.
All right. The broadcast from the game has now caught up. So just on Tim Durags in P2, 2.5 seconds to the arrears. Swayze in P3, 7/10 further back. We'll have a look at GDR here. He's 3.7 off the back of Jeesh, which, considering the misfortune, I think he was back in 9th before we lost the feed. That is a really good recovery, and he's right on the back of Swayze and Tim Durags. So expect to see anything here. And certainly not to discount Mountain Goat, just 1.5 seconds behind him and being brought with him actually.
GTR purple, but
Yep.
that's to have to be expected considering the tow he's getting from Swayze. I think it's
Absolutely.
going to be a matter of time before that Merc in the rearview mirror. And then he'll have missile lock on a Jag in front. E-Bog's trying to do something with Ricky Bobby. I'm not too sure if anything's going to come from that though. And Pirates straight on the back of E-Bog as well. Into the hotel section. He's making a move. He's up the inside. A little bit of contact onto the ripple strip. But he's through. He's made that. And I think E-Bog just nudged his bumper to say, hey, don't think that was the best way you could have done that. But that's probably his opinion more than mine.
Yeah, but
Jeez.
he's setting a real good
2.8
start.
seconds.
P8, he's doing a really good job there. Yeah, Sticky Sevo, he's built himself a bit of a gap each way, so that's set his personal best so far, and that is only 1.2 off Mountain Goat here, and certainly in striking distance of that gaggle of cars in front.
Dale is on his lonesome a little bit, but that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it just means you can just crack on with your race and solidify a solid result.
Yeah, GTR's 8/10ths off the back of Swayze here, so gap's closed, and
Dinterags lost 2 plots.
yeah, that's
must have had a
just
mistake
looking
somewhere.
at that. He's had a mistake that's let the two of them through. Oh, just having a look up the inside there of Swayze.
Yeah, there's a big contributing factor to that actually. Do we know if Swayze is a wheel user or does he use finger pedals?
If he's a controller, did you say?
There might be something in that.
Yeah, he's certainly putting a lot of pressure on. Hell of a lot of pressure.
Certainly.
So as they start lap 7. Yeah, you would think he'll get this past this lap. He is working really, really hard. But he's only 3 seconds off Jish in the lead. But I guess the big thing too, and we'll talk about it shortly with a tyre and fuel. But if he can bring that gap down to, once he's clear of Swayze, brings that gap down to Jish, what sort of car will he have under him compared to Jish for the the final part of the first stint?
Yeah, as we saw with Invivo and stickers, which it can be getting to is one thing, being able to put the move on at that point and later in the stint when your tyres are worn. Sometimes the tyre doesn't give you everything that you need when you want it.
Yeah, but Swayze's doing well here. He's holding his own under that amount of pressure. There's no mistakes. He's hitting the apexes and
Box putting a bit of pressure on Pirate at the moment. Just
big
sneaking up
move.
to the
yes, he's got that on the brakes. And a nice clean exit. Swayze's not giving up, but that was a good run by GDR. Well timed. A little bit wide in through there. This will make some difference here through the two rights. Who will get the best exit?
That might just bring Tim Durags into the battle, onto the back of Swayze there.
Oh, definitely. And Tim's had the pace. Not just tonight. He's definitely shown pace through the first 3 rounds. So, yeah, he will definitely be in for the fight. That little bit of
going
fighting there did give Geesh probably about a 4/10 advantage. So we'll just see how this pans out over the next few laps. But Swayze hasn't given up. But I think it's off the back of that. Let's go into a tyre and fuel update so we can let the viewers know roughly where the cars are sitting. Brought to you by APR Automotive. You're in safe hands. So we start off with the leader, Geesh.
He's just over half a tank, and his tyres are looking close to the 5% mark all around. It's not really biting on that front right like it did in Cat 1B. GTR, his tyres are, that front right's a little bit worse, probably closer to 15%. He's used a bit of tyre to make up the ground, but that was to be expected. He's smack on half a tank. Back to Swayze. Wow, his tyres are quite considerably used, about halfway worn, so that's but the one thing I didn't pick up on is Swayze's actually on softs. That's the reason for his tyre wear and why he's falling off later dent. So his tyres are halfway done, so clearly mediums are just holding in there that much better. He's just under half a tank. Back to Tim Durags, mediums, around about 10%. Just under half a tank of fuel. Mountain Goat, maybe 7% on his tyres and just under half a tank. Sneaky Stevo, just gone under half a tank. He's got better fuel than Mountain Goat, but that's expected in the vet. His tyres are much of a muchness. The rears are a bit better on Sneaky Stevo versus Mountain Goat. Dale, half a tank, 5, maybe 7% on the front right. Ricky Bobby, much of a muchness against Dale, but a little bit more fuel. Pirate Racing, looking closer to 15% on that front right with the medium, just under half a tank. E-Bulk, much it's about the same. And Wartime is trying to do something with softs, but he's just under half worn on those tyres and using a lot more. About halfway between empty and quarter tank and half. Carbon Boy just under half with around about 12% tyre wear. Heafy, around about the same. He's got a little bit more fuel, so he might jump him in the pit. So Carbon Boy, you better get a move on to negate that. And Deprev, his fuel is about halfway between quarter and half, and about 12% on the front right as well.
No worries. Thank you for that, and thank you APNR for the tyre and fuel update. And it's actually really interesting, and I think we'll get back on to just GTR. He's managed to bring that gap down by about 0.6, but it's almost like they're all very similar on fuel. Some differences in tyres, which is to set up, but there may not be the big jump in the pits. These guys, to do the consistent lap times that they are really having to put the a similar amount of throttle and use a similar amount of fuel. So this will be a race to the end. The gap may not get any bigger.
If I was to throw a theory out there, I'm going to assume that maybe Swayze during the intermission between qualifying and race didn't switch his tyres from soft to medium, because you would have expected him to pit it on lap 8 to at least try and trim the race into 3 sections, 8, 16, 24/25. But it looks like he's just trying to hold on to the back of GTR, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. I mean, softs are pretty worn. He's managed to hold Tim behind him, but he's soft, or maybe it was just a calculated risk and it's not really paying off, but he's managing to hold station.
I think you're right there. It's if he can get to lap 12 and still be in how far ahead of Tim Durags is he? If he can hold Tim off, which he's doing a really good job at the moment, until the end of lap 12, and get onto mediums then, fully fuel, he'll get home. And probably the same happened there with Wartime, but then they're both. I was going to
say that's his teammate. Maybe
that's his teammate.
A team decision.
That's right.
In the Bronco 5 Sim Racing Garage. That we're going to do the soft and see what we can do there.
who knows? And yeah, see Good Doc in chat. I agree that TMR livery under lights looks spectacular.
Sneaky Stevo is just starting to catch the back of Mountain Goat. Not too sure what's in that, but he's just got the pace on him at the moment.
Yeah, they were pretty similar on tyre and fuel, but it's just one of those tracks. I'm not getting the lap time telemetry off to the side
there
here,
he is.
but
Sneaky Stevo, a bit of contact
yeah.
last corner, makes it on the way through. A bit of bump drafting there with Mountain Goat. And up he goes, he's taken 6th. Now that spacing at the front between Geesh and GTR has really settled at 2.5 seconds, so I would say it was very easy for GTR to make the early gains, and now the tyres are coming back with an invoice saying that this needs to be paid.
Yeah, that's right. And it'll be interesting in a lap or two when they come in. Yeah, if that fuel usage is the same, it will be GTR will have tyre to use in that second half of the race and not lose time out of the pits. So be very interesting. But then also Geesh is a master, so he can. What's happened there?
What happened there?
Not sure at all. Is that a... No, he's reversing back. That's he's trying to turn around. I think he's just gone in deep under brakes, or a massive leg spike. I'm not sure. He's driving back out on the track. It could have been a hardware issue or anything there. Definitely.
Certainly not a mistake you'd expect.
It did not look like a mistake. No. There's something software or hardware related there to that, which is really, really unfortunate because he was taking the race up to Geesh. Wow.
I think Geesh will
feel for him.
Be exhaling at a good rate.
Yeah. So we'll just drop back. We'll keep an eye on GDR there, but the way he went straight ahead under that underpass into the braking area was just hardware or software. But we'll go back and keep a look on Swayze. Geesh has got a bit of a breathing gap now back to Swayze, so soft tyres on his car would be really protesting at the moment. Tim DeRags has managed to catch up a second, so we'll be very close into this 13th lap. And Sneaky Sevo, Tim DeRags has brought him along for the ride here with Goaty. So they're both closed up dramatically.
There's a moment coming out of that corner.
Oh yeah, and Goaty on the inside.
Here we go.
And he's got him back. Can he hold it? What can the Chev do? It's a long straight.
The Chev's got him.
Yeah.
It's all going to be in the braking zone. Mountain Goat going defensive. He's going to hold that line. No, he's not going. He's let him through. He's left the door open. It could be Tears here. It could be Tears, but no, they're holding it. No, Mountain Goat, a little bit of touch through on that flip-flop. Out he comes, and he's now got half a second on top of him.
Good racecraft there. Great driving, guys.
I've got to say, I'm very impressed by Swayze's driving at the moment. I mean, those softs are not loving life at the moment. But he's making a fist of it. He's only lost 6 seconds, and he's managing to keep Tim DeRags behind him over 2 seconds.
Yep.
Very rarely I've seen it drop to the ones, but I think I might be eating my words now because there we go, 1.7.
Yeah, definitely intriguing. Just especially seeing both of the Brocco 5 Sim Racing cars came out on the same tyre.
GTR's just in front of Wartime at the moment, so he's 38 seconds off the back of Geesh. I'm not sure you're going to make up too much out of that. His tyres are not looking the best, probably crying a little bit, so you've got what you've got at the moment. I don't think you pull something magical out in the current stint.
Yeah. Sticky Sevo is the first to drop in on lap 13. That would have been the end of lap 12. He pitted.
GDR has just ducked into the pits also.
Trying to get a bit of an undercut.
Yeah, Carbon, do you have any vision of what happened to GTR then, down the end of the straight?
I saw him coming out of the bit near the braking zone of the chicane. I didn't see what happened going into it, unfortunately.
No worries. And while
I
we've
was on
got...
the back of Swayze and I just saw the nose of the Jag just go flying past across the right of my screen and thought, no, that's peculiar.
Yeah, I had a second look on the stream that's running in a bit of a delay at the moment, and yeah, he just drove. It was dead straight. So I think definitely a hardware issue there, but he's managed to get out of it, get back on the track, and he'll be chasing valuable championship points. So that gap between Tim Durags and Mountain Goat has settled around the 2.2 second mark, with quite a big gap back to Daltex, Ricky Bobby and Pyra.
So Sneaky Steve must have taken his pit stop, or not correct? Sneaky Steve, he's down in 10th.
Yes, yep.
His tyres are brand new, so yeah. I'm guessing he's going to hope to catch into the slipstream of Wartime and hope for a bit of a pull along and maybe get in front of now I can't remember who he was fighting.
Yeah,
Mountain Goat, that's right.
So Jesus stayed out for an extra lap. That Merc doing really well on fuel and tyres. Yeah, just a very controlled race from him at the moment.
Dale going around for another orbit.
Yeah, and Ricky Bobby as well, I think.
Correct. Trying to get some sort of overcut and bring himself up the field a little bit. So we'll just have to wait for this field to cleanse a little bit to see if Ricky Bobby's strategy has worked from that last place start.
Wartime and Dobrev both into the pits at the end of lap 13 there.
E-Bulk is another customer that's decided to stay out and try and play the long game. Into the marbles at the grandstand hairpin though, so that wasn't the best. So I'd say his tyres are really starting to eat into the steering factor, getting a bit of understeer. Tim Durags is now on the back of Swayze to half a second, so there might be some fireworks here, and I'm not going to say what sort of tyre Swayze has on now, but Tim Durags will have to try and make a fist of something at some point to try and get something out of this.
Yeah, so GTR back in 12, he's pitted. He'll be focusing on the run home, maximise the damage from that last incident.
Well,
yeah.
The early pit stop, that undercut for Sneaky Stevo has certainly worked wonders for him versus Mountain Goat, who's 4 seconds behind now with our resident co-commentator / competitor, Carbon Boy.
Yeah, look, I don't want to be a factor in this battle. I'm just going to be doing my best to get out of the way.
I was going to say, how's that vet look in the mirror, mate? Is it getting
terrifying?
Bigger?
Intimidating?
Yeah. Go on, Goaty, off you go. There you go, mate. Thank you very much.
There's a check in the mail.
He knows what the indicator means. Go that way.
Well, he almost went spinning on that corner. You would have gotten that back.
Look, he was past me at the time. I had nothing to do with it. All right.
If the ripple strip doesn't fit, you can't. You have to acquit, right?
Exactly.
E-Bulk in for his pit, and he's been a bit of a human metronome, but 158s.
Yeah, Tim Durags has dragged a little bit of time out of Swayze. That's down to 1.5 thereabouts. Under the bright lights of that turn.
Jeesh, Dale, Ricky Bobby, all out playing the long game. Haven't pitted yet, so maybe they're going for a medium / soft run here. Maybe they're looking for a bit of an overcut. It's
quite possible. Softs can do 10 laps before the time dramatically falls off, if they're taken care of. But we've had a disconnect
Heafy.
there, Heafy, unfortunately. But then, you know, with Geese, he's, what, 21 seconds. That's obviously before fuel
He's
stop.
called it.
Yeah.
He's called it. He's in.
Let's say mediums and just consolidate your run and see how you go. So next car on the track should be Swayze, driving for position. So we'll just see where Geesh comes out.
I think Dale has to come in. Yeah, he's not going to get much more out of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ricky Bobby hasn't pitted.
Ricky Bobby is taking another orbit. He is playing the very long game, I would say. He's going to throw some softs on. I'd say he's got one more lap in it, and then he's done. He won't be able to go much longer than that.
Yeah, fastest lap for Swayze there, 1:55.596. So if you're ever going to do a quick lap, it's when the others are pitting. So great job there.
I'll give you the hot tip. The pit entry at this track is a pain in the proverbial. It's not good.
And penalty heavy too, if you're not careful. And
definitely on the exit too.
Yes,
if you decide to turn right that little bit too early,
yep, you're gone.
You are going to get a 3-second penalty. And if you turn too late, you're off in the weeds and getting reset. So, that's a bit too much fuel. Let's go.
Yeah. So Swayze.
Do we need to fire your fuel man, Carbon Boy, or was he too busy chatting off to the hot pit girl next to him?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Just focus on what you're doing. Ricky Bobby, yeah, he will have to come in this lap. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's nice that you're in second and you can just see Jeesh and just wish I had fresh tyres and a tank of fuel right now. That'd be great. I'd be in second.
Yeah,
but, no, that's going to drop down the order in a second.
Well, Swayze just posted another fastest lap. Fastest lap. I'm just looking at Ricky Bobby, but this running longer will put him in good stint for a fast run home from a points gaining perspective. So this could work out really well for him.
I would put money on the fact that he will be putting softs on, but I would say that Swayze laptop of 1:55.596 is not going to be hanging around for too much longer.
He's just chipping away at those laps. But Jeesh can't be too far behind because while he's running these fastest laps, he's not pulling time back. So just marginally quicker laps than Jeesh is doing. So we'll go back. And
Jeesh doesn't need to really hurry along here.
No,
he's got,
not with that gap.
8.5 seconds.
Yeah,
he can control the race how he wants it. I think he might just put down the fastest lap and say, yep, I've got those points and you're not going to come get me.
Yeah, and this is the next three cars that we need to keep an eye on. Tim Durag, Sneaky Stevo and Mountain Goat. Not a lot in it. Only 70% left of this stint. There's 1.4 from Durags to Sneaky Stevo, further 2.4 back to Mountain Goat. So, and Sneaky Stevo is showing a fair bit of pace here. He's pulled that gap down quite solidly over the last lap.
It's going to be interesting to see what Sneaky Stevo's time is as he comes across the sector timing split here. If he really is starting to bring that number back, and yeah, he's 2 up. But I can tell you now that lap time of Swayze is about to fall, and I think at that we might want to get into another APR fuel and tyre update.
Okay, we will do that. APR Automotive tyre and fuel update. You are in safe hands. So where do you want to start? Jeesh?
Yep, we're starting with Jeesh. He's coming across the line. And
there it goes, bang.
1:54.819. Now the reason why we've been focusing on him and thinking why that's going to fall is because he has decided to bolt on the softs and bolt. So he's only just taken a sliver of red out of that, but he's half a tank of fuel, and now he's going to probably put the hammer down like Thor and Swayze, I don't think he's not going to be able to do much about it.
No.
Swayze's
purple
tyres are
again.
looking a little bit worse.
Yep.
Sorry.
And he was purple in the first sector as well. Geesh.
Yep. That's just going to get better that time. Or we might even see the knocking on the door of a 153. So down to Swayze, his tyres are looking a little bit worse. Around about 10% on that front right, just over half a tank.
So he's running softs again.
Yes, and he's on softs, and Tinderags on the mediums, just maybe 5% tyre wear, just over half a tank. Sneaky Stevo, a little bit worse on the tyre wear, not much, just a little bit. A bit better on the fuel, still over half a tank. Mountain Goat, his tyres not looking good, probably close to 10% worn versus the ones in front of him. At 5%, he's almost double that wear rate. His fuel is looking better though. Dale, we've got half a tank just over, slither red on there for him, but maybe 5% tyre wear on soft, so we might see him catch Goatee if he's lucky enough. Ricky Bobby has pulled himself up by his bootstraps into 7th, also on soft, so he really made use of that overcut to make sure he can maximise his fuel load in the last sector of this race. He's got bugger all wear on those softs. We've got Mr. GTR. His mediums are wearing close to 5%, just over half a tank. Ebulk, around about 10% front right softs is what Ebulk is on. He's on over half a tank. Pirate mediums, around about 5% front right and over half a tank. Carbon Boy. 5%, maybe a little bit more, and just over half a tank. And Wartime, looking 10% on softs and close to 3/4 of a tank, so I don't know if he overfueled there. What I did get to mention was Carbon Boy is now on softs, probably hoping to keep himself in front of Wartime. And Brev, just doing his own little thing, just hanging on to the back of Wartime there, maybe about where on the front right, just over half a tank, pretty much like the rest of the field.
No, thank you, and thank you APR Automotive for the tyre and fuel update. Interesting there that that longer run and then running onto softs for quite a few of the drivers, especially in the second half of the grid, that it's really going to solidify a position there and possibly prevent an overtake, because the cars that are giving them grief, they're sitting on mediums behind a few of them there. So no, very interesting strategies, very different to what we saw in the 1B race. Very different.
It is different, but I kind of expected it to a point. While it is surprising because we don't really have a litmus test other than just the race that's just gone by in terms of our tyre wear and how we can strategise around that. I mean, let's face it, we've got Geesh, we've got the likes of GTR in this lobby that manage their tyres while maintaining pace, and it really does just give them that flexibility on the back end to kind of give them the option of choice to bolt on those softs and just go, even though they can make the mediums run a little bit longer, save a little bit more fuel, but not make the stopwatch frown at you.
Yeah, and definitely you manage, their ability to look after tyres, but also the fuel, the lap times that they're consistently doing. To run those extra few laps, you need the fuel, and they've done a great job in doing that. But yeah, 10.5 seconds, he just needs to, he'll just consolidate now, finish that with 4 laps after this one to go. Swayze's building...
I think Geesh will just kind of take it a little bit easier now, not do anything stupid. He's got the lead of the race, he's got it by 10 seconds, he's got the fastest lap, while he's got softs on, now he can just manage that gap.
Yeah, and Swayze's built up a pretty solid gap there from Tim Durags in third, who, if you look at that, Sneaky Stevo is just, he got a little bit close from that. Tim has replied to about half a second to pull back out, but Mountain Goat is definitely closing up on Sneaky Stevo, so what pressure can these two guys put on Tim Durags will be the big question with only a handful of laps to go.
Unfortunately, GTR hasn't been able to do much since solidifying 8th. I think that's probably about where he's going to finish. He's got 5 seconds to the car in front that's pulling away, 8.5 seconds to Ebok behind. I think where he is where he's going to be. Unfortunate night for GTR with whatever failure that was, but that's just the way it is. He's just got to try and rescue something out of here, and luckily he hasn't played his joker card tonight.
No. Yeah, the gap. Steve-O's, he's holding him off. It's just ebbing and flowing, those 3 to 4 tenths, almost corner to corner.
Might be time to check in with their resident commentator and competitor, Mr. Carbon Boy. You're looking a little bit lonely there, mate.
Well, not really, because I've been keeping an eye on the delta between myself and Wartime, and it has been consistently coming down, much to my disgust. So I've kind of got my hands full trying to stop that delta coming down, because otherwise, well, it'll be great for the viewers at home, especially Deborah Fish, who I know will be watching tonight.
And we're on board with you, mate, too. So no pressure.
Geez, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure.
Just, you got to get those little green things sticking out the corners.
Yeah, I got to say, I hate this particular part of the sector. Like, this part of the track is just, I don't know, it and I do not get along whatsoever. Also, see earlier where I mentioned skill issue, so there we go. There's half a second of Wartime right there. So he's definitely pulling time in on me.
Well, he's pulling time in on you, mate, but have you tried driving faster? You should try driving faster.
I've thought about it. I've considered it. Yeah, you know what? I might give that a go.
And you've seen enough of these Cat 1A drivers tonight. What's your thoughts? What's the biggest difference? Is it just pure outright speed, corner speed, or just the way they're consistent?
Yes.
Both.
Every facet
just straight up yes. All of the above.
All right. Well, mate, we'll take you and your car off the stream so you can concentrate. We might just have a quick look at Wartime, see how he's going. Oh, one too many. So yeah, good battle here to the end of the race. So we might just keep an eye on that. 1.3 seconds, and we'll come back to it and get back to the television view and just have a look at the Mountain Goats Sneaky Sevo battle here. And we've missed something in all that both of these guys got past Tim Durags. Am I right there, Laminator? I'm pretty sure he was in front.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing, and there's 9 seconds in that, so that's got to be a mistake somewhere.
Yes, absolutely. And given the issues that we're having with lobbies and Grant GT tonight, I'm not pushing the replay button. When I did that last time, it collapsed.
Okay, so Gran Turismo 7 can be like a paper straw.
Yeah, well, last time I pushed the capture button, it booted me out of the lobby, so I am not sure what's going on. So don't tap fate twice.
No, but Goaty is definitely starting to creep up.
He looked very racy there. Nice wide line into that corner, and that was good for 4 tenths. Much difference between the tyres on these two?
Yeah, there is. Sneaky Stevo, he's got a decent amount of tyre left, but he's on the mediums. Mountain Goat's really starting to wear, and you just saw that with the push in that corner. He's probably 1/3 left on his tyres, but he's still making a fist of it.
Ooh, very twitchy out of the corner. Is he on softs? Is he Goaty?
Yeah, Goaty's on softs.
Yeah, it might just be a bridge too far with, what's that, 3 laps of travel. Three and a half laps.
I wouldn't put money on it. He is... That gap is just maintaining itself, coming down to, 4 tenths. Steve-O might look in the mirror one time a little bit wrong way, and all of a sudden, bye-bye Goaty. Tim Durags falling off the bandwagon there. 9 seconds off the goat now, and Dale might have something to say about that if he makes another mistake. Ricky Bobby up to a solid 7th from that rear place start, so he's done well.
Yeah, and
GTR.
still got a bit of distance behind him to GTR, so potentially safe there.
Yeah, I was going to say he's 3.5 to 4 seconds, roundabout-ish. He might be okay. But Ricky Bobby is on softs. Goaty is on. GTR is on mediums.
Mediums.
So yeah, the wear rate versus the actual grip rate might kind of neutralise itself out between the two cars.
Yeah, and a second a lap is really hard under these conditions to gain.
If we want to switch back to Mr. Carbon Point, well, let's just say there's a very big Mercedes having a touch with him in turn 1, maybe into turn 2.
Yeah, look, it's fair to say my front right is about to exit the chat, so I anticipate that Wartime will be taking over the custodianship of P11 sometime in the very near future.
Yep. Chime in, Deborah Fisher, in the chat. The boys going well. Yeah, he's looking like he's got that tyre advantage, mate.
Well, it looks like Carbon Boy did his best impression of Frozen there. Just let it go.
Yeah, look, you can't fight the inevitable.
No, but hang close. Only takes a small mistake, especially when you keep pressure on like that. You taking notes for next race, Laminator?
No, of course I wouldn't. I wouldn't do
I
that.
am.
That's not sportsmanlike.
I definitely am. So we'll be lining up against these two.
Well, at least I know that I need to aim for a 154 in race pace.
Yeah.
Unrealistic, but yeah, I'll aim for it.
Plenty of time to practice. So yeah, look, Goaty is still, well, should I say, Sneaky Stevo is still doing a really good job here holding off Goaty, but this might be where that. So we got mediums on Stevo, softs on Mount Goat. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the tyre life on Mountain Goat is actually starting to bite now. That speed differentiation has really neutralised itself, and I think that's about where they're going to stay.
Yeah, nothing in it whatsoever. Just look at leader. Geez, he should be starting his final lap. 14 seconds to the better of Swayze, who has 10 seconds over third step on the podium, Sneaky Stevo at this point. But we'll just keep an eye on this battle. It's just out now, a few more tenths. But what can Goaty do?
I think his charge is done.
Yeah.
He was 6/10 of a lap last lap, and he is now 9/10. I'd say he's shot his shot, and he's got what he's got.
Yeah, but then very good to see the different tyre strategies still within, a second at the end of a race.
Well, that really just speaks to the volume of how good these guys are at managing their cars, no matter what they've bolted on. With that 154, he's going to take the fastest lap. There's no question about that. And something terrible happens.
And it is the last lap. Those gaps have consolidated. We will just go on board with Geesh. I was going to say Rudsy's fired a heap of Australian facts into the chat. But I was do one thing at a time, but some really good ones there might be worth touching on after this, some funny ones. And some I didn't know. So yeah, second last corner for Geesh. Again, very dominant position. Unfortunately, GDR had a couple of moments, but everything on G-Sec for a big
GTR,
win.
you might want to go on board with that. He just got Ricky Bobby.
Yep, for P7, Swayze in P2 as he rounds the final corner. Third step on the podium. Oh, Swayze was swaying. Sneaky Sevo coming around the corner. Last corner for a very solid third place. In the end, he just managed to pull 2.5 seconds on Mount Goat for a great P4. Tim Durags P5 was on the podium, did have one little moment. Dale Teeks P6. GTR, great drive here to recover from those moments. P7. Ricky Bobby P8. Pirate Racing for the Thunder Motorsports. He'll come in P9, second last corner. And he'll come around to take a very solid P9. Oh, we bulk a little bit wide in that last corner. Tyres are probably protesting, but in the Aston he'll finish in P10. And then we get into the first of our support backup drivers. Wartime has persevered over Debrev, and then
he's actually the
Boy.
second. The first of our support drivers is Pirate Racing in P9.
P9. Well done.
And my front right exited the chat sometime around turn 1 of that final lap. So, yeah, I had nothing left for those guys.
No worries. We'll get the results up and have a quick look at those. In the chat, guys, please time in. There was a lot going on in that race. Your driver of the day thoughts. And we'll get to that once we've had a look at the podium. Okay. As we call, distinct G, absolute solid commanding run there. Fastest lap of the race also to 154.819. I think that's the only 154 we've seen tonight, actually. P2, second place on the podium. Swayze, 15 seconds to the rear, followed by Sneaky Sevo on the third step of the podium. Mountain Goat P4, just didn't quite have the tyres at the end. Tim Durags, a very fine P5, could have been a podium, not sure. He's had that moment there that I think cost him about 8 or 9 seconds, which definitely would have put him up in battling those two cars ahead. Dale Teeks P6, GTR and P7. A great drive back into last at one stage of the race after that what we think was a hardware issue. Ricky Bobby in P8 started at the rear of the grid. Pirate Racing, as Carbon Boy said, first of the fill-in drivers, very respectable 9th position. E-Bulk in P10. Then we have Wartime, Debrev, Carbon Boy and Heafy with a DNF. So, yeah, your thoughts on the race, Laminator?
It was very straightforward, I would say, because everyone was kind of settled where they were. That many battles to really speak of, except for maybe Mountain Goat and Sneaky Stevo. I think we got cheated a little bit with GTRs of those two guys just going at it at the front. But if I had to nominate my driver, would definitely go to Swayze. To be able to hold out with those fronts, those softs on the on that first stint,
opening stint,
was kind of astounding. I don't know why they didn't just fall off a cliff, but he just managed to manage the tyres and bolted on another set of softs and still went for it. So whether that was a team call or whether that was a mistake and he just ran with it and managed to pull a result out of it remains to be seen, but he did a damn good job with those softs on the first stint.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carbon, your thoughts on what you saw in the race from behind the wheel?
Well, to be honest, I saw a whole lot of empty track in front of me for most of it. I was kind of nowhere, to be perfectly honest. But, I mean, Like I said, I'm here for team points only. So when I did see one of the Cat 1A guys behind me, I made sure to get myself out of the way as best as I could. But it has certainly been a learning experience for the Category 2 race here in 2 weeks' time. So I will be taking this experience on board and, well, let's just say I know what not to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, good experience for that race. Some drivers are down in the chat, and we've got Rudsy, Driver of the Day, Rudsy. And look, on some of his Australiana knowledge, and I'll just quickly go through two of them. Australia is home to more than 1,500 species of spiders, and both kangaroos and emu lack the ability to walk backwards, and that's why they're on the coat of arms. So, Rudsy, mate, nearly got your Driver of the Day. They were quite funny, and I was laughing as I was trying to call the race. Deborah Fish, Driver of the Day, Swayze, and great job by the support drivers. Yeah, absolutely. Agree with that. And Rudsy's got Sneaky as Driver of the Day. Look, I think Swayze just purely, certainly Sneaky Siva and Tim DeRags, high mentions there, but Swayze just on his car management in that first stint. When you said he was on softs in that first tire and fuel update, I thought he was gone. But there was something in the strategy. But no, well done, everyone. So that from that side of it, thank you, Laminator, for doing that second stint. It saved my bacon big time. Carbon, thank you for chiming in when you're driving. Certainly not the easiest thing to do at all. So that wraps up our Category 1 Group A and B for round 2. Congrats to the podiums on both groups tonight. These guys never disappoint, and we've witnessed some sensational racecraft and racing in general. And special congratulations to the Cat 2A and B drivers tonight who filled in both races. Sensational job, and especially against that level of competition. Big thank you to everyone watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Support our sponsors. Really sorry about some of the tech issues we had tonight. Definitely there's some issues with the game at the moment, but also some of the compatibility in our software programs. I'll get the tech guys to look at that for us during the week before the next round, because a few of us have had some lobby or hosting or streaming issues. So we'll get on top of that. But it could have something to do with racing in the United Arab Emirates at the moment. There could be some GPS or technical interference happening. Who knows? So more to come, Sector 1. We are back at Yas Marina after Easter on Saturday night, the 12th of April. That will be Category 2. You'll have to put up with the three of us again, but this time we'll be on track. But look, we look forward to catching up with everyone then. Good night. Have a great and safe Easter break. School holidays are on, so it is a special time for everyone. But yeah, really looking forward to being on track next time, and we'll all catch up then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good one.
Welcome back to Sector
Have a
1.
safe Easter.
Awesome Category 1 racing action around all
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, oh. And this is just the beginning. I need a big change, only feels like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything?